Me and Salma have a pretty crazy dance that opens the movie. Yeah, we kick it off on a pretty strong level.
I know you're filming in parts unknown right now, so I'm gonna give you the floor because I know you have a huge announcement you want to make. Actually, the dance floor. That's what I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you the dance floor.
We just wrapped Magic Mike 3, but we're down here in the Yucatan. I'm not gonna disclose what we're doing down here in the Yucatan Peninsula. But I'm here today to announce that Magic Mike Live is coming to Miami. It's been a long road, weirdly, and it shouldn't have been a long road,
Right.
I guess. Like, because we sort of in the first movie teased, we're gonna hit Miami first, and then we're gonna go to we're gonna go global and all this stuff that McConaughey was geniusly spewing in the first movie. And we didn't even know we were gonna do a live show during the first movie, and then we ended up doing it in Vegas. I think it was one of our first sort of ideas after we sort of had made this show that we all fell in love with. We were just like, we got to do a tour in America, that isn't a residency in a fixed place where people have to come to it. We want to bring it to everyone, all over America, because it's medicine. It's medicine for the soul. I don't really care. It is for the ladies. It is for if you like dancing in men, then it's for you as well. The feeling that I always try to tell people is you don't want to go take a shower afterwards. You just kind of want to fix your makeup a little bit. You just you go, you have a good time, you feel like you got what you wanted, but
Yeah. So I'm wondering, what are we gonna get in what's the ramp up in Miami?
That's a good question, because what's interesting about the touring show in general is that so we have some of our OGs that have been from Vegas, and then we have our London cats, and then we have we had Australia and Germany, and Australia just shut because of COVID, and we're gonna go back to Australia. Germany ended up shutting, but we had all great guys. So now, but they're all from all different places in the world. So this is gonna be kind of this really strange, I think, cataclysmic sort of a mix of all of our different guys from all these different places, and I don't know, it's gonna be really, and everyone wants to go on the traveling tour. Like all of our best dancers.
When you're looking for new dancers, because you do have a good eye, picking, I mean, they're very good. When you're looking, what do you look for?
Look, you gotta have your own steez. You gotta you gotta bring something that I've never seen before, and because there are kids that can do stuff now that I don't even know how they're doing what they're doing. They're so good. But I would say even more important than the dancing, because we've not hired some of the best dancers that I've ever seen, because I just didn't know if they were a good fit for our show. We do extensive interviews with these guys to get to know them. What's their relationship with their mom? Do they really actually respect women? Because I think that is what our show is, just completely different. And it is a categorically
It's a love letter to women. Your show's a love letter to women. It really, really is.
I thank you for saying that, because that is truly, it's made by men, but for women, but we have enlisted some of the most beautiful, souled women to help us make this thing. My choreographers have been with me since the very first movie, to our designer, to every single person along the way. We've done I think just a really special job in curating the people that are creating this show, truly. And everyone is a family, and we're all like-minded.
Let's think about and look back on the success and kind of the evolution of Magic Mike, because you have now actually made Magic Mike a brand. It's a complete and total brand, because you've had the movies. Then you had the unscripted reality series. You've got these live shows, and now you've got a tour going on. Has there been one that was most challenging to get off the ground over another?
The very first movie, weirdly, Reed, my creative partner, he wrote all the Magic Mikes, and we did the live show together. we had kind of talked about wanting to make a movie, but we weren't out there like killing ourselves to try and like make this thing. It was just sort of like, I had an experience when I was 18 and 19 years old of being in Tampa in this weird little like world. And then we knew we wanted to make it a movie because we'd never seen it before. And I gotta be honest, the thing that was like a labor of love was once I decided to actually make this live show, everyone was like, that's an amazing idea. Because like Wicked had just come out, out, like, Wicked's this massive sort of thing and travels all over the world. And everybody goes, yes, that's a yes. We want to be a part of that. And then when it comes to actually putting the money up, everyone was like, whoa, show us your business model. And we were like, no, we've told you like we've never done this, and like we can give you a business model, but because Magic Mike's it's a little different. It's not just running a theater show. Yeah. Like it's a nightclub. It has, wait staff. It has front of house, back of house. It has like the actual show itself. It has tech. There's so many different moving pieces to it. But that was the hardest thing.
The one question that people at home, especially a lot of the ladies that come see this show, and everyone that comes to see this show wants to know, is there a chance that Channing Tatum could pop up in one of these cities on this tour, take a little bit of the stage, since we know that Magic Mike's Last Dance is coming?
Yeah, 100%. Okay. There's two dances in the lab show that ever since the very first time that we created it, I was like, well, I'm doing that at some point, because they're just so good. They're just so like, I don't know, they're just so me and like Allison, she's like, we're both so like linked into like what we love, and she even looked at me when we were creating, and she was like, "You're gonna do this, aren't you?" And I was like, "Yep." And and so I'm definitely, I have no idea when. It's more of a time thing.
10 years ago in the original, you gave us the floor hump. So what can we expect? Do we have another iconic move in Last Dance? Because you told me you were given 100 on this one. Do we have something that I'm gonna be like, oh, what?
Look, they're two totally different meals, if you will. Like they're apples and oranges. It's not just a dance, right? Like or a move, I guess. It's like a whole dance. Like you've never really seen Mike give like a lap dance. Like you've seen me dance on stage, but you've never seen me give like an intimate, straight up one-on-one lap dance. So like that's definitely going to be in the third one. Me and Salma have a pretty crazy dance that opens the movie. We kick it off on a pretty strong level, and then at the end, I might do a version of the water dance in the show. So everybody, like there's a splash zone in the movie, so like it's a for real thing.
P Island. Zoe of course said that you were her first choice for this film. So why were you shocked that you were asked to play this part when you were her first choice for the film?
I definitely don't play any one that I've ever played before in this movie. Okay. I think people call me for very specific things, very like Dear Johnny, kind of like Nicholas Sparks, or like the dummy in the movie that is running around and like being kind of silly and maybe not the smartest guy, or to dance or to do action, and this is just a completely categorically different thing, and it was one like really awesome to be thought of in that way, that I could do that. And then also a very specific point of hers was just like, look, I really know that she really made or saw me, I guess, and like that I really do. I was raised by women. Yes, I guess I'm a feminist, but I know that word puts some people off, but I just believe that everybody is exactly the same and deserves the same treatment and things in this world, and like I don't know, it's really simple for me. I don't need to like do the whole academic point of view on it all. It's just like, you know, my mom and my sister, there's nobody in the world that I love more than them and that I respect more than them. And that was kind of what her point was. She was just like, that's why you kind of have to play this part.
Can you tell me who you play?
I play a character called Slate King. Yes, it's hard to, I will be giving things away if I tell you exactly who he is, because once it like sort of comes out, I'm a very, very successful, got a lot of money. Yeah, I don't know if I start going down the road of telling you who the amalgamation of this person is, it'll sort of tip my hand. But I can tell you it's an incredible, I'm in awe. She's doing better than Reed and I did on our first movie with Dog. I mean, geez, we barely survived our first movie, and she's just killing it. We're here and we're all in it. It's like a weird little like summer camp. We're in this like beautiful hacienda in the Yucatan, and we're doing some really, really cool stuff, and it's super stylized and yet really fun, but has like a very deep and I think a shocking sort of message at some point.
I was gonna ask what made her the perfect person to do this, but I think you just said it. She saw you. She saw who you are.
Yeah, no, she definitely, she's got a weird gift for that. She sees right through a lot of people's stuff, and really kind of just who they are to her is really simple. And she's one of the more intentional people I've ever met in my life.